Welcome back to another message crawler update. Today I added dtSearch to message crawler, so now you can search all the text content with the syntax you used to and only find the results for export. I am very excited about it. I spent a lot of time on it. I also had to spend a lot of money on it. So let's go to my screen and I can't wait to show you how it works. Alright, so we have a message crawler and we have some data loaded here. And I made a search called all documents that contains all the documents in the database. So that's what we're going to use to do our searches. So first thing we're going to do is go to search index and create. And we're going to call it main or anything we want to call it. Here you see a similar dialog box to what we would use for export, where we can define what fields we want indexed or extracted text or OCR. So this is already set up for you and this is probably going to work for most applications. So just leave it alone. I'm going to create this index and I'm going to save it. Next thing I'm going to do is I will create a job and the job type is going to be index documents and I'm just going to call index documents all and I'm going to pick my search. Search is going to be all documents and search index is going to be main. Okay, so what's happening in the job is we are taking, we created a search index and we created a search. And then we're using a job to take documents from a search and push them into the index. And that's what the job is doing. So now the job is finished. We can refresh it. We can see if there were any issues. Looks like everything has been indexed, so this is good. We can close this and we can go to search report. So this is where we can run our searches. I don't know, main searches, whatever we want to call it. And we're going to pick our index, which is main. And we can also define searchable set. So if we want to search for only smaller set of documents than this index covers, we can do that. However, if you don't select this, your searches are going to be much faster. Because with this, there are two searches that have to happen for your searchable set, plus everything. They need to be checked for overlaps, this and that. So let's do that. Let's not do that and save this search report. And now I'm going to say add search terms. And let me take some terms and I'm going to paste them here. So we can also load them from file. I'm going to hit OK. And now we have our terms. We're going to hit run search terms. And what we see is number of hits we have for each of those terms. The other thing you'll see here is list of document IDs. So these are the actual documents that got hit. This is probably going to be hidden in the future versions because people don't need to see the actual IDs. But right now, while application is in beta, it's great to have that because you can quickly jump to the Documents tab and find your object ID right here. So that's what you can do to kind of look at those documents. But this is just first part, right? So we ran a search, we found the documents. What we need to do now is tag them so we can act on them in some way, like export, look at them. So let's click on tag documents. And here we have a box that tells us how to tag. So we can tag individual documents, like these documents, so we could look at them. But most likely you will want to have documents plus families, right? So that all the attachments are included. The other thing you may want to do is tag documents and conversations. So if there is a search term hit anywhere in the conversation, the whole conversation is going to get pulled into the tag, which is what a lot of people may want. The other option is only include that day when a specific search hit occurred. Again, another popular option, very useful, so you don't produce too much. Now, I would probably think the entire conversation would be more useful, but in some cases you may want to take messages from just that day and do something with them. And then the last option, which a lot of people ask for, but I don't think they actually use it, and this is plus number minus plus or minus number of messages from the hit. So let's say we have a hit in particular document. We're going to go up in our email conversation, 25 messages, and tag all those, and then going to go down 25 messages and tag those. Of course, we want to make sure we're not going to go outside the conversation, right? So if it's a second message of the conversation, only that and one above are going to get tagged, and same thing down, we're going to go down, but make sure we don't go outside the conversation scope. So those are the options for tagging. What I'm going to do is just say tag documents plus day, and we can say found docs, and we can tag our results, right? So now it says tagging done. If we come back here and refresh, hold on, what did I do here? Oh, I should have made a mistake here. Found docs, tag, close. So now if I refresh, I get the actual number of hits, right? Sometimes people say, how many hits do I have if I include families? So you can get that count right here, and based on the option you selected here, you're gonna get a different result. And the option you have here is update counts only, do not tag. So if someone says, okay, how many we're gonna have with families, you can just do that, get the count. Oh, but what if we do it by day? You can just do that. And once the final decision is made, then you can actually do the tagging. All right, and now we have our hits. We can go to our search, and the easiest way to do this is just say has found docs tag, run search on the bottom. That's our search. We can rename it to found docs, close it, save it, and now we can use this search for some kind of export or something like that. Now, the other thing people may want to do, just for quality control purpose, is they may want to find an inverse of this tag. You know, again, maybe it's a beta, you don't trust it too much. What you can do is make a new search, and instead of trying to create some kind of search condition, just say not found tags, and you can run search, and we're gonna call it not found, and we can close and save it. And so ideally the counts between these two should add up to that, and then you can take your not found tag, if you're really not trusting anything, export that out to Excel and just do your own, like, couple of random spot checks, make sure those names don't appear or anything, and this way you can be really confident that everything happened correctly. So that is dtSearch for message crawler. All right, now the other thing I have to say is a little bit of sad news, and it is dtSearch would have to be an additional add-on to message crawler. The reason is dtSearch is not cheap, and I had to pay for APIs, for API access to build that in. So I have to keep track of how many users I allow running searches, and I have to report to dtSearch, and I have to purchase additional licenses based on how many users I have. And because of that, it will be a paid add-on. Nothing I can do about it. It's expensive. I cannot just include it with standard license. I hope you guys understand message crawler is really cheap as far as software goes in e-discovery market. It's probably one of the cheapest, and I just have to recover that dtSearch API investment that I made. Nothing I can do about it. So there you go. That's the update on message crawler and dtSearch. Give it a try. Let me know your feedback. Thank you for checking out this update. I will see you on another.